All right. Trump got charged with new crimes today, but not the ones we expected.
Yeah, very confusing day.
Hold in my hand a superseding indictment that Jack Smith filed on the classified documents case. Added 3 charges to Trump's collection. Attempting to alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal evidence. Inducing someone else to do so. And a 30-second count under the Espionage Act of retaining classified info. In this case, the Iran war plans we heard him talking about with Mark Meadows' biographers at his club in Bedminster, New Jersey, the famous tape. That was apparently not charged in the original, so they now charge that. They also charged a maintenance worker named Carlos de Oliveira, who told another Trump employee the boss wanted the server deleted. You want to talk about how the destruction of evidence?
Yeah, so first of all, mutilate? That's a weird thing to do to evidence.
Yeah.
I don't know, it seems intense. So Carlos, who is the property manager, we're going to call him Pool Boy going forward because he allegedly tried to drain the pool to destroy some of this evidence. So here's how it all goes down. June 22nd, DOJ reaches out to Trump's team to say, hey, we want this security footage. June 23rd, Trump calls Pool Boy. They talk for 24 minutes. We don't know what about. June 24th, Trump talks with Walt Nauta, who was
his co-defendant.
Walt Nauta all of a sudden changes his plans. He's no longer traveling with Trump to Illinois. He decides to go down to Palm Beach, and this whole caper gets going. That's our inciting event in the scriptwriting business. So Pool Boy, Walt Nauta gets there, and he starts reaching out to everybody, to the IT guy in particular, saying things like, hey, bro, you around this weekend? Okay, cool. No biggie, bro. Just wanted to see if you're around. Enjoy, bro. And then Pool Boy also says Trump asked the IT guy not to tell anyone Walt Nauta was coming down because Nauta wanted the trip to remain secret.
And we know that because Nauta also texted people that he wasn't traveling with Trump because he had a family emergency, and then used shushing emojis.
Yeah. So listen, John, these guys are real subtle. Apparently on June 25th, Nauta and Pool Boy got together at 5:46 p.m., and they went to the surveillance room, and they walked around with flashlights. And they sort of located, observed, and pinpointed all the surveillance cameras, which you have to imagine was on other surveillance footage. You know? Like, oops, we didn't really think this one through. And then they went to something called an audio closet, where Pool Boy and Trump employee number 4, who is the IT guy, had a conversation where Pool Boy apparently said this conversation should remain only between the two of them.
Alas, it did not.
It did not. He wanted to know how long the servers retained the footage. Apparently, that was 45 days.
Quick question. If someone were to ask... Hypothetically, how long servers retained information...
Right.
Like footage, maybe footage of like someone, I don't know who, like moving boxes. Like if that were to happen, how long would that footage last?
Yeah, no, I crumpled up some paper and I threw it in the trash can and it went in. And I wanted to see if you still have that. Pool Boy told Trump employee 4, the IT guy, that the boss, quote unquote, wanted the server deleted. And then the other guy was like, I don't know how to do that. And then he insisted, Pool Boy, to Trump employee number 4 that the boss wanted the server deleted and asked, what are we going to do? So they didn't have much of a plan.
And then they just took the flashlights and threw them at the servers because they didn't know how to just...
So then they spent like the rest of the day conspiring in these ham-handed ways. And this is one of my favorite parts of the superseding indictment. Between 1:31 p.m. and 1:50 p.m., Pool Boy walked through the bushes on the northern edge of the Mar-a-Lago property to meet with Nauta on the adjacent property, then walked back to the IT office he had visited that morning, then walked again through the bushes to the northern edge of the Mar-a-Lago property to meet with Nauta on an adjacent property. So they're just skirting through the bushes.
I really hope that some of this ended up on the footage. And so it does seem like they did not succeed in destroying the footage because in the indictment after this whole caper, they're like, so anyway, we were looking on the footage and we saw the boxes being moved.
Yeah. So in case this sort of wasn't airtight enough, 2 weeks after the FBI discovered the classified documents in the storage room and in Trump's office, on August 26th, Nauta calls Trump employee 5. Who the fuck was Trump employee 5?
Who knows?
I think that was the IT guy maybe. And says words to the effect
he was 4.
Yeah, who was 5? Some other person.
New character.
Calls another Trump employee and says something to the effect of, someone just wants to make sure Carlos is good.
Guess what? Carlos is not good. because Carlos is now the third defendant in this case.
That same day, at Nauda's request, Trump employee number 5 confirmed in a Signal chat group with Nauda and the PAC representative that Pool Boy was loyal. Then Trump calls Pool Boy and tells Pool Boy that Trump would get him an attorney.
And look, Trump, a man of his word, did get him an attorney.
Yeah.
There was a Trump organization paid for attorney, and Pool Boy was loyal, and now Pool Boy is facing multiple felony charges, along with Walt Nauta, along with Donald Trump. Employee 4 and Employee 5, they seem like they're good, because they seem like they were the cooperating ones here.
Yeah, they did some talking. Poor Pool Boy. It's like Trump got you in trouble, but he'll get you a lawyer.
Yeah, they got a lawyer. So, I do think, again, we're not lawyers.
No.
But I think the day you get a grand jury subpoena for surveillance footage, and on the same day you're Donald Trump and you call up a Pool Boy and you have Walt Nauta go down there and try to destroy the footage, that seems pretty clear cut.
And Trump operates like a mob boss, and he tries to have other people make these contacts for him and then only have conversations in person. But all the people that work for him are texting and emailing and putting everything in writing all the time.
And remember, Trump's whole defense is, well, these were documents I had every right to have.
Right.
But if he's asking people to destroy surveillance footage, maybe he thinks, actually, they were documents he wasn't supposed to have.
Yeah, I didn't want there to be evidence of how right and just what I'm doing is.
Right. So I think this is going to go to Trump's intent. And then also, of course, they charged the Iran war document in Bedminster that we heard him bragging about on tape. And I think that charge guarantees that that goes into the tape and the document goes into evidence. And there was a lot of question whether they have the document in possession. I would say that this indictment suggests that they do, if they're charging it as one of the documents retained. So that's cool.
We got a lot of counts here. We're running out of paper here at the office. I had to reload the copy machine like 4 times.
I thought we were going to get to talk about the January 6th indictment today, but this is like not a bad consolation prize if we're not going to get it.
One last thing, John. So Pool Boy was interviewed by the FBI, and they asked him...
Oh, he did a lot of lying.
Hey, at the end of the presidency, a bunch of boxes arrived at Mar-a-Lago. Like, were you part of that? Did you help unload them? He says, no. Do you know, or were you even there or where the boxes were there? He says, no again. No. It turns out that was a lie. He helped load and unload them when the boxes arrived at Mar-a-Lago in January of 21.
Moral of the story, kids. Don't lie to the FBI.
Don't lie.
Don't try to drain the pool.
Don't do that.
Don't try to destroy surveillance footage after you've gotten a grand jury subpoena.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go.
You learn those lessons, you're going to live a great life.
You're all set.